How much does it actually cost to buy a house in Buffalo, especially after these post-COVID times when inflation has went through the roof? Everything is so much higher. Even if you guys are moving in or you're already in Buffalo looking to move around, let's talk about everything right now. What's going on, you guys? I hope all is well. Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are returning or if you guys are new, welcome to the channel. Well, in this video, we're about to discover every single thing about how much does it actually cost to buy a house in Buffalo, how has post-COVID and these pre-COVID times affected everything, and what do you actually need in order to buy a crib in a Buffalo? This is probably one of the number one rated questions I get on a daily basis because everybody knows how affordable it is, especially if you guys are moving out of state. The average, I think, home price right now is like what, almost 300,000. We just hit 200,000 in Buffalo, and that was this year, last year, 2021, going into 2022. So I mean, if you guys coming from Cali, Texas, Atlanta, where y'all getting in the 300,000, 400s, $500,000, you can get a condo for less than $1 million in California, especially if you coming from New York City. That is gonna make a world of difference from you because you can buy probably 80% of the homes here in cash, which then leaves you guys a lot of wiggle room for whatever it is that you guys want to do. So let's get to the number one, which is a down payment. Everybody's always focused about that, but before we get into that, if you guys don't already know, my name is Devonte Davis, a local realtor in and around the Buffalo area. I love Buffalo. This is my hood. This is where I grew up, born and raised, everything in between. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, hit that little notification bell. This will be the new channel for everything. I lost access to the old channel, so this new channel will have all the new uploads. If you guys moving here, already here, make sure you hit your boy up for anything you guys need, especially when it comes to real estate. Phone, email, text, it does not matter, or DM. Make sure you do that. But down payment is definitely the number one question I always get, especially for you guys that's looking to move up here for a different reason. As far as newness, you guys want to get into a different style of living, which is Buffalo. Now, you guys don't need a crazy 20, 30, 40% down. Like, you don't need that anymore. Now, does it help? Yes. Does it change the your monthly payment? Yes, but you don't need that. The average down payment right now is between 5 to 7%, and that's on a conventional loan. Even if that's at 5%, so you minimum will need 5% on a conventional. You minimum need 3.5% on an FHA. But if your credit score is real nice, let's say you sitting at a 720, 750, 780, right now they're giving out conventional loans for only 3%. I got a person moving up right now, Heather and Dave, shout out to y'all. And then my girl over at M&T, who's my loan officer, Melanie, that's my girl, and she's hooking them up with a 3% down conventional loan. Now, his credit score is off the chain, not going to give you all his business, but it's very possible for you guys to get the 3% down, especially with the loan officers I use. Easily can be done as long as your credit and your finances are right. So that is the number one thing I would tell you guys. So if you're looking at conventional or FHA, depending on where you are, let's take conventional for an example. Every $100,000 for the housing price or your purchase price, thinking about $5,000 if you're putting 5% down. That's an easy way to go about the math, and to help you guys out, eliminate a lot of the problems. Now, you will need an extra 1 or 2% for closing costs, home inspection fees, anything that pops up. Like, you'll need that extra wiggle room, but just think about it like that. If you go conventional or you go FHA, think about that 3.5%, 5%, 3%, or if you go VA, you can literally write off the entire thing depending on your finances and what you guys really want to do as far as what lender you guys go to. Now, sticking with that financial piece is your pre-approval. You guys have to get pre-approved, and this is a big thing. I just had a couple of people go through this, especially once you guys are moving from out of state to here. You guys must be employed in the Buffalo area, and that is crucial. I'm telling you guys, it's crucial. Unless you guys have a job where relocation is not a factor, especially right now. A lot of people have those remote working jobs. So your job can transfer over state to state to state to state. You don't need to be in a physical location here. But if you guys don't have that transfer, or let's say you coming from the Tesla plant in Texas and you want to move to the Tesla plant in Buffalo, you guys have to be here and have that employment here already set up in order for you guys to get that loan approved. So that's something you guys want to know. Is your job remote or not remote? That's the biggest thing, especially when it comes to the pre-approval. Now let's talk finances. There's three things that they always check. Obviously your income, we just talked about that, or your employment. The second thing is your DTI, so your debt to income ratio. That's your bills over your expenses. You want that number as low as humanly possible. Now, for a conventional loan, I think it's around 30, 35%. They may have upped it a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that's the cap, 35%. If you guys are going FHA, you get a little more wiggle room around 40, 43%, depending on, your credit, your down payment, and all that stuff. But you guys want to have a very low DTI. Again, this is your bills over your gross income before taxes. This plays a major factor. You can have a great credit score and you can have, a significant down payment, but if your DTI is crazy out the roof, they will not give you that loan. So make sure you guys, if you can, try to eliminate a lot of those debts or those bills. If you guys have more than one debt or something in collections, what a lot of people don't know is this. You can call a collection agency and say, hey, I don't got your full $5,000, but I got $2,500 if we can work it out right now. And then, pay that debt off. What people don't know is once your debt goes to collections, that MasterCard or Macy's or whoever it is you got the debt with, they don't care anymore. They already sold that off already to them. Now, the collection is just trying to collect cash. That's why they call it a collection agency. They're just trying to get whatever it is that they can get. So make sure you guys knock that down. And lastly is your credit. You guys want to have the best credit score possible. Now, I know, when we was 18, running around just swiping all day, I know, you may have ruined it, but I would try to build that as best as possible. For FHA right now, you're probably looking at around a 660, 640. If you're looking at conventional, anything 700 and up. The better it is, the lower your interest rate will be. But let's say you do have a bad credit score, but you have a chunk of change sitting in the bank account somewhere, that will also help you just put more money down, and depending on whatever they will ask you. So those are really the major finances when it comes to getting that pre-approval, how you guys can get one, like I said, in the Buffalo area. And lastly, because I don't want this video to be super, super long, lastly is, do you guys already have a house to sell? A lot of people moving up here have a house already wherever they, whatever state they coming from. This makes a major difference. Are you going to rent the house out that you already have? Are you going to buy here and then sell your house back at home? Or do you need to sell a house back at home to buy here? Let's run through all of those real quick. So if you're gonna rent out your house back at home, all you really need is you're becoming a landlord, so that's good, that's wavy. And then secondly, you want to make sure you get the 12-month lease so that you can hand that in with your finances and show that, hey, we got $3,000 coming in for our house back at home. Our mortgage is only $1,500, so we're netting $1,500 every single month. Here is it. How can we put that towards our, income, showing that we can get a little bit more, or showing that we can, pay this mortgage down easily once we get up here. That will allow the bank to take a chunk of that net profit and then use that towards your payment or what you can pay down, or knowing that you can get pre-approved for whatever amount of money you want. So you're basically just becoming a landlord and using that as an investment property. If you guys have to sell first, I always say, call me before you guys, or as soon as you guys start to think like, hey, I know I'm moving out to Buffalo, let me call Devonte. That's the best way, because then we can start to reverse engineer everything backwards. We know it takes 2 months to close up here. It's about 60 days. So we need to get your house on the market 3 months prior, so we have some wiggle room. And at the same time, we are not looking for, you're not moving up here short-term rental, then move into your house. We want to try to make this process as seamless as possible. Or if you guys do need to sell and then buy up here right away, we can, like I said, still start from the back end. All right, let's start to look at the houses that we want to live into. What do you guys like? Ranches, capes, 2 stories, $1 million properties, wherever the price range that you guys are in. We want to make sure that we can start to reverse engineer those things, flip those things around, so that you guys just go from state A to to Buffalo and you guys are good to go. Now, I would always recommend, if you guys can, and I know sometimes this is always harder, but buy first and then sell. A lot of people want to use their proceeds, and I definitely get it, especially when it comes to a mortgage. But if you guys can buy first, this allows you guys to lock in something here and then just worry about selling your house. Not selling your house, then you got to frantically run around like we're trying to find you something last minute, and we may have to settle for something that we may not want. Let's plan that thing out. Maybe it is smarter to go into a short rental, like a 2-week rental, just until your house is ready. But either way, we want to start looking at houses today for you, so that you're not putting your family in a bind where you got to move the kids into a short-term rental or hotel and then move into a house. So let's get all of that stuff figured out. I hope this video helps you guys as always. Again, my name is Devonte Davis, local realtor in the Buffalo area, and I love what I do.